Good morning, guys. This morning it looks like it's going to pour cats and dogs, but I am determined to walk. I have my raincoat on, have my hat, I have my plastic bag for my phone because I'm determined to do at least 1 mile. I'm not going to walk as far. But this morning I wanted to talk to you Ah, as we walk and exercise, I wanted to talk to you about the exit strategy, your financial exit strategy. I started the conversation about talking about curb appeal. Then I talked to you about making the decision to sell, going backwards a little bit from curb appeal. And then today, just briefly, I want to talk to you about two things. One, I want to talk to you about your exit, your financial exit strategy, and understanding that when you're considering selling. I also want to talk to you about something fun. I am going to Paris on Thursday. I normally don't talk about my trips beforehand, but my home family will be home. So, don't talk about it beforehand. So your house is not left exposed or stuff like that, but my whole family will be home. But I'm excited about this trip because most of you know that Frederick Richards is a very dear friend of mine's son. I've done an interview with him, talked about him going to the Olympics since he was a kid. I introduced him, his mother, to the gymnastic class that he went to. As a matter of fact, when I told her about it, he was too young. She signed his sister up, and he was on the floor. He was a year younger. Sorry, dropped something. And he was on the floor, and the coach was like, let him go, even though he was too young, because he was just as excited or even more than the kids about gymnastics. So he started gymnastics at the tender age of 2 when the class only started at 3. So I'm excited about being there. And oh, by the way, we're selling t shirts. So if anybody's interested in getting a t shirt for Frederick Flips, the other day when I did live, I think I said Fred Flips. It's Frederick Flips. You can tell I'm not into these young people things, right? It's Frederick Flips. His mother is there right now. They're getting all excited. A few of us as friends are going along with them for the trip, so I'm so excited about that. Text me, inbox me if you want to get a T-shirt and support this young man. All right. So now let's start talking real estate. Let's start talking real estate this morning. All right. So you are thinking about selling, and you're like, oh my gosh, financial strategies. Because when I say financial exit strategy, you have to know that once you sell your home, financially, what's going to happen with the money. If you're an individual, if you're an individual, you can make a profit up to $250,000 without having to worry about capital gain. If you're a married couple, it's 500,000. So, but first, let me start off by saying this disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. I just know the basics. So, it's important for you to understand your financial situation. I don't know your personal financial situation. So, what I would recommend is if you're considering selling, you've owned the house for a long time, and with these prices, you might have, if you've had the house 20, 30, 40 years, you may pay $100,000 for the house. And now you're selling it for 700, 600. So you're way over what that 200 if you're an individual or 500 if you're a couple. And you don't want to have to worry about paying capital gain. So get in touch with a financial advisor. It is important for you to be thinking about these strategies. I've known too many people who, well, I shouldn't say too many. I've known a few people who have said to me, Janelle, I sold my house years ago, and I didn't know I had a multifamily, and I sold it, and I bought a single family, and I had all this extra cash, and I thought I was good. Um, they didn't realize the penalty that they were going to be paying in taxes. And they were like, if we understood the penalties that we were going to be paying in taxes, we would have done things differently financially. Um, so there are things that you can do. 1031 exchange, if you're like, okay, I have a single family and I'm selling it and I'm making this much money and I want to reinvest in real estate, you can do something that is called, I'm doing this hill again. I don't know why I keep forgetting not to do the hill while I'm live, but you could do something called a 1031 exchange. You can purchase in an opportunity zone. You can repurchase within a certain time period, or you can invest in different things. But a financial advisor is going to tell you what is best for you. Because again, individually, that is important. So I know a few financial advisors that I can recommend to you, but I thought it was important for me to talk about this piece because all too often people don't think about that piece. People, when they're selling their house, as I said before, especially if they're thinking about buying something smaller, they don't think, am I in a position to qualify? And why is she treating me like a buyer and pre-qualifying me? Um, People don't think about, being ready for the next step. People also don't think about what is the financial ramifications and how can I make my windfall, as I call it, work in my favor. So those are the things to consider when you're thinking about selling your house. If you have questions around that, you're like, oh my gosh, I never thought about that. Um, Please give me a call. My number is in the description, and I'd love to be able to help you um, as far as make that initial decision. Because selling a home is not just putting it on the market, you know, getting the stuff out and moving on. There is so much to the whole process. And when you're working with a realtor, an experienced realtor like myself, who knows all the steps that are involved, all the blind spots that you may not think about, I'm here to bring them to your attention. All the, little things that you're like, oh my gosh, I wouldn't have even thought about that. My job is to make the experience as stress-free as possible by bringing all those things for you to think about so that you have a game plan. All right, guys, I made it up the hill and I'm going back down another one. So, again, given that it's going to rain, I'm going to keep this short because I want to just put some power in my steps to get at least a good mile or two, even if it rains a little bit. Call me. I'm your local realtor, Janelle Stevens. I really enjoy working with my clients. I take my time with my clients and making sure that they are well taken care of. So give me a call. It's what I love to do. So you're working with someone who does not see this as a job, but as an opportunity to be a great resource to you and any friends that you may have out there. Take care, have a great day, and be blessed.